Hi creative people, summer will end soon. So it's time to get ready for the new school year. I'm Zaki, your go-to expert for all typefaces and design. Today, we are going to design a fun and colorful back-to-school poster on Canva to advertise your school supply store. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Now, with such a significant day in mind, creating back-to-school ads that capture this energy is crucial. But how could I achieve this? Let's break it down. Okay, so as usual, I searched for design inspiration before creating my own design. This time, I looked for it on Pinterest. I used back-to-school ad design as the keyword, and at first sight, I could see what the main theme was. At this time, the target demographic would be school students. Hence, the color palette was dominated with vibrant colors with high contrast. And based on the design, I got the impression that the overall style was playful. The majority of the typography, especially the title, was in display font. So I guess I would do a particularly playful back-to-school poster design this time, and complete it with school-related graphics like books, school bags, pencil, and other school supplies. I would want my design to evoke a sense of excitement, optimism, readiness for the new academic year. Alright, now that we've got our inspiration, let's start the design. Okay, so first, I prepared an A3 size paper on Canva and titled it Back to School Poster Design. The first element I added would be a bag, so I searched bag hand drawn in the keyword and searched for something similar by clicking the See More Like This button. Next, I chose this illustration and adjusted the size. For the color palette, I would be using the combination of purple, yellow, orange, and green. This bag has different colors than my color palette, so I needed to adjust and change them according to mine. I arranged it by making sure that all the colors match perfectly. The next illustration that I wanted to add is book illustrations. After choosing this illustration, I adjusted the size and sent into the back of the school bag illustration. Just like my previous step, I changed the colors according to my color palette. However, some of the colors seem to blend too similarly, so I decided to change the yellow here to get a contrast between the books and the bag. Alright, time to search for another element with the keyword school. I would be choosing this clock illustration, and I adjusted the color and size. And then I added this neck element and, as usual, adjusted the position and size. I added other elements like a ruler, book, and crayon. I adjusted the size, the layer, and the color, and then I arranged them as neatly as possible to make them look balanced. I grouped all of the elements and positioned them in the middle of the artboard. Next, I chose the background element with the keyword organic shape, and I decided on this one. I rotated the element, flipped it vertically, made a duplicate of it, and combined the two elements while making sure that they look well connected. I changed the color to purple and I sent into the bag and adjusted the size and position. I covered the top part with a square shape and changed the color. I arranged the position of these elements by enlarging and moving the objects. I entered the title text and changed the font using Blueberry, writing Back to School as the headline. I changed the color of the text bag into green and gave it an outline effect. For the outline, I used the color dark purple and increased the thickness to 60. I repeated the same step for the text school, but this time, instead of green, I choose yellow. For the text 2, I added a background effect and changed it into dark purple. I put it in the top part and adjusted the size and layout. Next, I wanted to give another element with the keyword notepaper. I chose this one in particular, and as usual, I made some adjustments. I changed the color of the notepaper to red. Let's make it better by adding a text with style. I changed the color to white and the font to Perso. Well, after that, I put the text on the notepaper and adjusted the position. I added the paper plane element and searched for something that matched the style of the previous illustration. And of course, changed the colors. After that, I grouped up all these elements. I added a shape, made it transparent, changed the color of the outline to yellow, and adjusted the thickness. For the discount information, I added the text 50% and changed the color to green and the font to Perso. I made some adjustments, gave a dark purple outline effect, and adjusted the thickness. I added again the text discount on all stationery, adjusted it, changed the color to white, and once again used the Perso font. For the date, I did exactly the same thing as the previous one. I added a body text here for some more detailed information you might want to add. I changed the color to white and used the Poppins font. I filled this lower background color with red. I added a shape in the lower part and made it purple. Then I duplicated this shape, made it a bit smaller, and changed the color to yellow. Next step, I added text, your store name, and changed the color to white and the font to Perso. I added the text about the operational time in the yellow shape. As for the color of the font, I chose purple. I also added a line element in the middle part, changed the color to red, and adjusted the thickness. This time, I put the text "Find us online" and made the color white. I added text to add the social media account and its icon. For example, here, I used Instagram. I added the shape for the shadow, changed the color to black, and reduced the opacity. And after that, I adjusted the size and sent it to the back. To add something more, I decided to use elements from keywords like shape, star, and sun, and I changed the color according to my palette. I also added some elements math formula and changed all those elements color to purple and reduced the transparency. Finally, it's done, and here is the result. You can download and customize this design according to your own preference by clicking the Canva link that I put in the description box. And there you have it, a vibrant and engaging back-to-school ad poster. The purpose of my design here is not just about selling the products. It's also meant to connect well with school students as the target audience, so that they can feel the back-to-school atmosphere. So here, I'm trying to convey that sense of excitement and readiness for the new school year in my designs. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out. And as always, I want to hear your opinion. What designs are you working on? Let me know if you have any requests for the future videos. Thanks for watching and bye!